No! This is me, dying just 1 minute before completing one of the hardest challenges I've ever attempted, 45-20. This was by far one of the hardest challenges I've ever done in my life. Just death after death after death. So I decided I'd make a whole video dedicated on how I beat 45-20 and all the tips and tricks to know in order to beat this game mode. So now, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Oh, and for reference, what you see right here is not what I used to beat 45-20. The only difference here is that Foxy is actually switched out for Rockstar Chica because I figured out how to camstall her. You can use both methods, but I recommend using Rockstar Chica since she's a lot easier than Foxy is. Oh, and also, the first half of my completion got corrupted, so you're going to see the first part of it with Foxy in it and the second part with Rockstar Chica. I will, however, still explain how both of them work, just in case you guys want to try it on your own. Anyways, let's get straight into the completion and guide. When you start the run, the first thing you want to do is turn off the fan and immediately close the vent, just so that BB doesn't get in your room, or JK. Then what you want to do is go to the duct system and put the duct on the very left side, and then close off the right vent so that Withered Chica isn't a problem, and you get free coins. Also, you want to make sure when you get off the cams that the Bonnie figure is there and not Foxy. Because if Foxy's there, all you have to do is do a quick cam flip, and he should be gone. After you do the setup and everything, all you need to do is just office stall and get rid of any threats like Freddy, Ballora, and the toy animatronics. For reference on how the animatronics work, L-Chip has a chance to spawn every 10 seconds, Phone Guy has a chance to spawn every like 7 or 8 seconds, Freddy will usually come around the door around like 45 seconds, Toy animatronics will come at about 15 seconds each, and Ballora can come at any 20-second interval. These animatronics are going to be your biggest enemies and also biggest distractions throughout the entire night, including Funtime Chica and Old Man Consequences. Once you start to see the ventilation going out, try to wait as long as possible, and before you do, always make sure that your front vent is closed before resetting the vents. After that, just deal with Nightmare BB, deal with Freddy, BB, JJ, either one of them. And also, if Foxy's figurine is on the table, quickly do a 0 frame flip and make sure the front vent is closed. After that, it's kind of just office stalling now until the ventilations go out again. And also, make sure that the office does not get around 90 degrees. I usually use the power AC just because it brings the office down to a cool temperature again. So make sure you're doing that the minute you see it around 88 degrees or so. And also make sure you're really quick with your flips when you're resetting the ventilation, because that also prevents characters like the duct animatronics from entering your office, since they also have a little interval on when they can kill you. The best part about this night is half the animatronics that you have on your list can't kill you due to cam stalling. Some of the good examples are the 3 plushie animatronics. Now you all might be wondering, what is camstalling? Well, basically, when you are on the camera of either of these 5 characters, they are unable to kill you unless you move off their designated camera. Let's say, for example, I go onto cam 2 and I'm watching the plushie animatronics, but I have to go to the vent system and make sure that Mangle isn't getting through. Well, if the timer goes past a specific mark, so within the first 10 seconds of it spawning, you will instantly die. Each of the plushie animatronics can come at a different time. Usually it's 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and 5 a.m. So you only have 10 seconds to do whatever you want on the other cameras before you have to switch back, or else you will die. The same thing applies for Rockstar Chica as well. If you just never move the wet floor sign, you will never die in the night because you are cam stalling her on cam 2. That's why in the beginning of the run, you will always see me switch over to cam 2, because it deals with all 3 plushie animatronics and Rockstar Chica at the same time. Now with Lefty, you never need to cam stall him in the night, but it's still a nice fact to know, because all you need to do is just use the global music box, which you will be using for Chica most of the time. So yeah, that's basically cam stalling in a nutshell. Anyways, back to the run. Once we get to this part, you will never see Foxy on the table again because of the cut in the recording, so now Rockstar Chica is in this except for Foxy. So just make sure your cam is on too, and you should be fine for the night. Now, at this point of the night, Nedbear and Orville become a really big problem. This is where I had most of my deaths at because of them sneaking through the audio lure and killing me. If you're somehow able to make it to at least 3 a.m., you should be good for the night, and it's basically just sitting and waiting around until the end. By the way, I do want to point out, you will notice me closing the left door really frequently and keeping it closed for a long period of time. Never do that. It was a mistake I made because I got really scared that Freddy was going to kill me. Just wait until you go to flip the cams and you should be okay. Now that we're halfway done with the night, there shouldn't be too many problems to deal with. Just Freddy, the toy animatronics, Ballora, and all of them. So as long as you can just control your nerves and try to focus in as much as possible, you should be fine for a while. Oh, and another mistake that I wanted to point out, I kept the global music box on for a majority of the night, which is, again, a really bad decision for you to do. All it does is just drains your battery, and it's not worth it. I was only doing it just because I was scared of Lefty and Chica and all them, because they're very weird when it comes to this game. We're going to skip ahead a little bit because it was very boring for the last minute, but we're going to talk about your last camera flip for the night. Once you flip the cameras at around 5 a.m., you never have to flip them up again for anything. So you have to sit there and just wait it out for, I think, 45 seconds. Never open up the cameras, even when the ventilation starts to run out. It may be a little bit terrifying, and this is where the nerves really start to hit me. But yeah, like, once you hit this point, you basically won. You probably have, 20 seconds left or so. And I'm really, shaking right now. So I'll just show you my reaction for it. Come on. 10 seconds, let's go. I'm shaking. Come on. 3, 2. Let's go! Oh my god, I had to do that twice. It didn't record the first time. I actually got on recording this time. Let's go! 45-20 complete. Oh my god. And that, my friends, was my completion of 45-20. But while I have you guys here at the end of the video, I do want to tell you about a couple animatronics that gave me some really big problems in the night that you should probably practice. The first main character is Nightmare BB. He's terrible. I had so many problems with him throughout this entire challenge, and it's just hard with, especially like Rockstar Freddy in the way and whatnot. It's very hard to see when he's there, and it's also very hard in the setup and everything, just because you're doing so much in the beginning, you sometimes forget about him. I sometimes forgot about him, or flashed him on accident, or flipped down the cameras one too many times. So you should probably practice him a little bit, just to get used to it. These two animatronics I'm going to talk about require a lot of timing, those two being Withered Bonnie and Rockstar Bonnie. With these two characters, they both can come on every 13-second interval, meaning anytime you're in the cameras on the 13-second mark, they will appear, which is very annoying, especially if Rockstar Bonnie happens to spawn. If he spawns, your run's basically dead if the thing is not in Cam 2. If Withered Bonnie spawns, you should be fine, but as long as Rockstar Bonnie's not there, you'll be fine for the entire night. Another really big one is Foxy. You have to really work on doing 0 frame flips and being really quick with your ventilation so that he doesn't end up wandering into your office and killing you. I actually had to reset a ton of my runs because he got into my office right in the beginning of the run. So if you can just get those 0 frame flips and timings down, he's really not that big of a problem, but some of it is kind of luck-based. This may sound a bit crazy, but you actually need to practice on Mangle, because you need to have the mindset of every time you go into cameras, you need to have your front vent shut, otherwise you will just die and you will lose your entire run. I think there were a couple times where I got to 3 a.m. and I forgot the vent and everything. Mangle came right through and I had to reset. The same thing applies for Freddy, because you also have to have the mindset of every time you're about to go into cameras, close the left door as well so that he's no longer a problem for you. The only other thing I can think about is the setup in the very beginning, which requires really quick movement. You have to be able to get to Cam 2 as quickly as possible, get to the duct system, put the duct there, or the audio lure there, do the vent system if you want free coins from Withered Chica, getting back to the camera system in just a very short amount of time, so that characters like Scrap Baby don't spawn, Rockstar Bonnie don't spawn, Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear don't spawn, and just a ton of other things. But yeah, that's my little guide and my completion of 4520. If you all enjoyed this video and you learned a lot from it, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss more videos. And also, if you want to see me try to attempt anything harder like 47 or even the 5020 one day, let me know and I'll try working it out, and hopefully I can get some help with it because it is very hard to do. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.